4 patch taxes, my big rear. Make all 3 disappear. Yeah, fat chance that was gonna work. Oh well, let's get started. So before we get started with this week's block, I wanted to take a moment and actually say thank you to everyone that commented on last week's video. You see, last week I revealed that I was recently diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. And we had a, shall I say, entertaining or interesting little segment where I was trying various vegetable juices to replace my cranberry elixir. Cranberry's not out of the story, it's just on hold for now. Eventually I might be able to start drinking cranberry again. Do I even want to try this? No. Okay, let's try it. You know, after last week's video, a lot of you have put in the comments words of encouragement. You shared or you revealed that you yourself are diabetic, or you know someone that has been living with this condition. And so many people were just lending words of encouragement and suggestions on everything from diet drinks to what to eat. I read all of the comments and I hear all of you guys, and I just really wanted to say thank you for all of your support. It feels great to know that I'm not alone on this, and there's some of you that are experiencing the same thing. So thank all of you for all of your kind words of encouragement and support, not just with this new journey of diabetes, but throughout this whole journey that I have with this 52 weeks and 52 block series. So thank you guys very, very much. Now, let's get started with this week's block. So this week we're doing yet another disappearing 4-patch block. And our fabric requirements, well, they're basically the same as what we had last week. So I'm using 4 5-inch squares, 2 of a print and 2 of a background. And you can use different prints. I'm just using the same turquoise fabric here. And for my background, I'm using this white or white reading fabric. There is a little bit of a Christmas print that I'm just trying to get rid of this fabric. So again, you can choose whatever fabrics that you want to use. It's your quilt and it's your block, so make it your own. But for me, I'm just using these 2 turquoise and this white background fabric. So let's get our 4-patch sewn together. So we got our 4-patch sewn. Let's get this block pressed flat and we'll start cutting it up again. So we have our 4-patch all sewn together and nicely pressed. Now comes the fun part where we cut and we swap. So let's do that. So last week we cut our blocks vertically and horizontally on all 4 sides. This week, we're going to do something a little differently. Now, I got a larger ruler this time, and instead of cutting it vertically and horizontally, we're going to cut it diagonally. So here is my 1.5 inch line on the ruler. I'm going to place that line directly going, or diagonally going right through the center, and making sure that the point or the corner here and the corner here all or right on that 1.5 inch line. We're gonna cut. Lift the ruler up, then rotate a 1/4 turn. Whoops. And we repeat everything. Where did I even cut? Oh, there's the cut. Oh, shifted it. So we're gonna just line it up again. Try not to do that. Yeah, that's not a good thing when the fabric shifts, but it's okay if it does. So again, we're putting our 1.5 inch line right on that diagonal. So making sure that it's lined up at the point here or the corner here, making sure that it goes through the center, and then making sure that it's lined up right here in the bottom corner. And we cut. Lift up my ruler. We're gonna rotate one more time. So 1.5 inches, making sure, checking my 3 points again here, up at the top corner. Ooh, I'm a little bit off there. Top left corner, through the center, then on the bottom here. We cut. So we're gonna do that same cut on all 4 sides, and when you're done, you're going to get a number of different pieces here. And sometimes you're gonna get a little bit, or these little pieces like this here. And that's part of the seam allowance actually. And you can just cut that off. And we can start swapping our pieces. Well, this is the layout that I'm gonna go for, but let's play around a little bit more and start swapping other pieces around just to see what we can come up with. Well, there's different layouts that you can do on your own. So choose or find the layout that you like and make it your own. Again, this is your quilt and this is your block. Make it your own. You don't have to do it exactly like how I'm doing it, but this is the layout that I like. So I'm gonna put it together like this. Now, how we sew this block together is gonna be somewhat a little bit interesting because we're not sewing the rows across. Instead, I'm gonna take these 3 pieces, sew that together. I'll take these 3 pieces and sew this together. Then I'll take the final 3 pieces and sew that together. Then we'll combine each or all of these to make our block. So let's get this block sewn. So if in case you didn't catch this on last week's video, I also did announce or made mention that I wanted to start a new campaign called One Step Forward. Now, the idea behind this campaign is that, well, if you're like me, you always start the new year kind of listing out all the things you want to accomplish in the coming year. By now, if you're also like me, you forgot all about them. This One Step Forward campaign is a way for all of us to sort of encourage and motivate each other to take action towards those goals. Now, the goal can be anything that you want it to be. Well, I know some people mentioned that one of their goals was to take steps to stop drinking soda. Yeah, that should be me. A lot of people mentioned that they want to get a UFO off of their quilting list. Hey, that's a good one step forward. Whatever your goal is, the idea again is to just take action towards accomplishing those goals. My goal, or my one step forward for February 2022, this quilt behind me. You know, when I first started this channel, I wanted to make a quilt of a heart so I can put it as a backdrop to the videos. And well, I got the quilt top done, but it's not complete. For me, my one step forward goal is going to be to get this quilt top at least quilted, not necessarily bound, but at least get the quilting done. What's your one step forward goal? Now, these goals, they can be anything that you want it to be. So how this will work is like this. Towards the end of February, set a goal for yourself to take a step or take action towards one of your goals that you set for 2022. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you complete a whole quilt, or it might not even necessarily be quilting related. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to go cold turkey and complete the whole thing. No, just take a baby step towards completing that ultimate goal. If you want to participate in this campaign, well, first of all, be sure that you join the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group and put a post on there saying what is your goal towards the end of February 2022. If you are not part of Facebook or you don't want to be officially part of the campaign, that's fine. You could just put a comment down below. But I am giving away a special prize to those that complete their one step forward goal. So in order for you to actually be in the running for that prize, you gotta be part of the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook groups. Put a post into the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group saying what your goal will be. Then, if you complete it by February 28th, 2022, put a post to the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group showing us the final product, or make mention of that you accomplished it. You must put a post by February 28th, 2022 in order to be part of that giveaway. But if you don't care about the giveaway, or you just want to be a part of it but not win the prize, that's fine too. The main thing is that we're all working together and encouraging each other to take one step forward toward our goal. Now, what's the prize for this month? Or what's the prize that you could win for February 2022 in this one step forward campaign? I'm not exactly sure just yet, but well, hopefully by next week's video, you'll get to know what it is. So our block looks a little squaggly right now, but let's get this block pressed down and let's square it up because we got some loose pieces here. Yeah, relax. It's just water this time. Yeah, I actually ran out of vegetables, so I couldn't make a juice. You know, sometimes water is just the best. Let's get this block squared up. Here's what I will do. Now this, on my cutting mat, the center of it is actually right here, this 6.5 inch line. So where all these diagonal lines are meeting up, that's the center point right there. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna use that center point. I'm lining up the corner here along this 45-degree line, lining up that corner here along the 45-degree line. And I'm also taking a look at this center point, or this 6.5 inch mark that's on the cutting mat here, making sure that these three things line up. Now, the bottom corner here may or may not line up. It's not important for it to line up, and it might not be lining up because of your 1/4 inch seam. So don't worry so much about the bottom corners here if you can get it to line up, or just do your best at it, because even for me, I mean, again, I'm not the world's most accurate piecer, so it doesn't line up here, but just get it as close as you can. So again, we're taking our center seam, putting that in towards the middle, or this 6.5 inch line mark on your cutting mat. Taking the 45, making sure that our points line up there. Now, if you don't have, like, this mat has a lot of diagonal lines, and it's easy to spot where that center point is. If you don't have a mat that's like this, okay, you do have this, or you might have this center square. The center of that square is right here, this 6 inch mark. So I can line up that 6 inch mark right using, or line up the center of the center seam, I should say, on my block, line it up with that 6 inch mark. Okay, that's basically all you have to do. Then from the center, you can kind of count, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. So we're gonna be making an 8 inch block. Here's the center of the mat, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can put my 4 inch line, which is this guy right here, from my ruler, line that up with the center seam, and I will trim. Okay, turn it around. Now, I don't necessarily at this point, I don't necessarily have to line up the center seam with the cutting mat here. Since I know that now when I cut this, it was 4 inches from the center seam to the edge here. All other cuts are also going to be the same. So I'm lining up my 4 inch line alongside that center seam, and this center seam is a little bit off on this one. So I'm just going to put it as close as I can, but I'm going to make sure that the edge that I cut here at the bottom, I'm going to make sure that that's straight. And then notice that I am off. Like, here is my 4 inch line, and this bottom half is pretty good, but the top half is way off, and I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to cut it there. And again, I'm not the world's best or most accurate seamstress, so my seams do go way off like that. So, but hey, I'm not gonna worry about it. Here is my block. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. And here is my disappearing 4-patch version number 2, as I like to call it. Well, you just saw me square up the block to 8 inches. So if you're around 8 inches, maybe a 1/4 inch, maybe 8 1/4, or maybe 7 3/4, hey, you're good to go. As long as you're happy with the block, that's all that matters. And I'm happy with this block. Now again, play around with the different layouts, because you don't necessarily have to do the layout that I do. Make it your own. It's your quilt block, it's your quilt. You make it your own. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed making the disappearing 4-patch version number 2. Now, don't forget to join us on this One Step Forward campaign. And for those of you that are part of the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group, there is a giveaway going on. So that deadline is coming up really soon. Now, if you're not part of the Treasure Heart Creations Facebook group, why don't you sign up? The link is in the description below. That's it for now. Now go out and create something. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications on when I upload the next video. Put a comment down below saying what you liked or maybe even what you didn't like. And join the Facebook discussion group at Treasure Heart Creations. You can post pictures of the blocks that you created or just scroll through and gather inspiration from other Treasure Heart Creation Group members. And from time to time, there are giveaways exclusively for Treasure Heart Creation Group members. So use the link in the description box below to sign up. If you're on Instagram, post pictures of the blocks that you're working on using the hashtag THC5252. Well, that's it for now. Now go out and create something.